Hello everyone. Let's check first the sound. If you can hear me, I really be grateful if you can put plus into the question box, as we don't have any chat here, but let's try to put plus into the chat box if you can hear me, and we can start our webinar from National Geographic Learning. Okay, so can you hear me? Is there any participants who can hear me? Okay, you may also use the button with the poll, and you can give me a high five, so I will see that everything is okay and you can hear me. Okay. Great, plus, yeah. So great. First of all, sure, I have to introduce myself. My name is Katerina Shlyamina. I'm National Geographic Learning LC consultant. And today we're going to talk about reading, why it is so important and how to engage students, how to make them love reading, what exactly we can show, what exactly we can propose as a teachers to our students to make them love reading, to make them love to read text in English language. And sure, what kind of activities could be interesting for our students to prepare them for exams? Some of them, you know, some of them could be new for you. Mainly today we're going to talk about ways, about resources, but not that more about methodology. Some good activities which you can practice with your students and easily prepare. But we're not going to discuss in a deep scanning, skimming, and other approaches. So first of all, I would like you to apply for their motivation and their interests. But sure, first of all, some information about our publishing house. I really hope that today we've got some new participants from different parts of Ukraine, and today I've got for you really interesting news which can be really useful for you. So first of all, I would like to tell you a few words about our World series. There is really amazing series for young learners where kids deal with projects when they have to read interesting texts about everything in the world, and also they explore this world, and later they do their projects, they learn grammar and vocabulary with amazing pictures and real world content. So this series are for those who would like to learn about everything through the English language. The other series, that is Impact, and that is mainly for private language courses, but we also can take this kind of a book as a supplement for state schools and use these lessons for, let's say, demo lessons or maybe some summer camps. They are amazing because students learn about the world. They learn with National Geographic Explorers, they learn about new videos, and today, by the way, we will have some texts and also some videos from this series, and we will discuss how it could motivate students for reading and why it is important to give students opportunity to look at the pictures, to explore some text through the videos, to motivate students to read through the videos, pictures, and any other activities which we are going to discuss a bit later. Okay, so Impact. You may go and download some free samples from Impact on, just Google it, Impact National Geographic Learning, and you will find this amazing samples, and you will also download some activities, some sample pages with videos. And they're new and graded, so you may use with your students. For example, just print some copies and try in your classroom. I bet that you will enjoy it. Okay, close up our main series. There is time to talk about state exams like ZNO, the BA. So close up, second edition, that is the one of the best series from National Geographic Learning to prepare students for state exams, for Cambridge exams. Here you will find not just exam preparation, but also amazing and interesting videos, integrated page with such thing like English in use, where students can proceed it. Also, that it's really important to tell you about Ukrainian component, and sure, this component also with the sections like exam close-up, exam task. Exam close-up, that is kind of good advices for students where they can read how exactly they should complete the activity, the task. So from this point of view, we try to create the best supplement for this close-up, and so that's why we've got this series, and you will get them for free with the main students book or with the main course book. And also some answers, some materials about Ukraine, which make it closer to state exams, and give students a clue how to talk about their own country, how to compare with the English-speaking countries, and so on. So I really think that it will be really grateful, really good for students, great for students. Okay, so let's go next. The next series is perspectives. It is awesome. That is the first series for teenagers with TED Talks, and here students learn about everything, and mainly about global values, about 21st century skills. Here you can show students how to appreciate other people, how to care about other people, how to care about themselves. They've got the section like my perspective and challenge, where students got kind of personalization. They think about gender equality. They think about pulling and look from different points on this situation. And sure, they take their own decisions, and they try to develop their own understanding of the world. And sure, as a teacher, you will be also interested in these topics because you will also watch the video with some speakers from TED Talks. Moreover, here you've got some good exam tasks and activities like fill in the gap. My favorite one, true or false activities, but they added one more option like not mentioned. So not mentioned, really good, because then students can't guess it that easy. So you got 3 options, and less percentage of that they will just guess the answer. So they should think about it. Also, I would like you to put attention. If you've got these books for reviews from our company, just take a look on teacher's book, because there you will find some good communicative activities from the back side of the book, and also you will find there fast finishers, extensions, and really good and amazing things like teaching tip. So with the teacher's book, you will also get some good methodology, which you can use with adults, with younger learners, and it will be really interesting for you. So that is a perfect resource for professional development, by the way. Okay, so let's continue. Keynote, the other series from National Geographic Learning, and also totally based on TED Talks. That is more for adults when they deal with different graphics, so when they deal with different tables. They also try to improve their presentation skills, pronunciation, fast speech understanding. With keynotes, they deal with such things like American English and British English, because authors gave 2 examples of the usage of pronunciation of spelling American and British English language. So that is also a good thing for students to show how it works, how English language works at all. So you may also use this thing for adults, especially IT companies, or for yourself. By the way, there they've got good things like presentation skills, and they got good advices. So with Keynote, you don't even need any trainings, or you don't even need any courses to be a good presenter, because there you can find almost everything: how to deliver, what to talk, when to use humor, and also some linking, some jokes, some presentation and gestures. So there you will find almost everything: how to prepare your presentation, how to deal with the audience. So that is really amazing source of information and for preparation. Okay. The next series, there is Outcome, second edition. I know that lots of people, lots of teachers know about this series, and they appreciate this series because that is lexically rich course series, and also here students deal with video materials. They try to understand fast speech, and they try to make this linking and talk as a native speakers, or at least try to do this. So mainly good practice, good drilling, enough vocabulary, and I think you will also appreciate this series. By the way, all the series you may apply for review for 2 weeks. That is for free. We work with Nova Poshta, and also if you are located in Kiev, so we can just send our driver to you, and he will bring you everything you need, so you may touch these books, open them, read them, and sure to understand how it works and why it is interesting and what exactly you would like to deal with. Okay. A little bit more promo. This month, the 31st of January, we're going to publish our National Geographic Learning Ukraine periodical, the teacher's magazine with the longest name ever, I think. This time we're going to introduce our partners. We're going to introduce their gifts for winners of Teacher Talks contest. There you will find more information about our webinars, also events, and some methodology, some photocopyable materials as usual. But that's not really secret what exactly winners of Teacher Talks will get. But there you will find much more information, which maybe will inspire you for the talk. Still, for Teacher Talks, still we've got three topics, 3 themes, which you just need to choose the only one and give a talk. Mainly you can go to the TED Talks site and watch how it works and how would you like to present. It could be serious, it could be something funny, it could be your own experience. More information about this on our Facebook page, but about the topics and themes of the talks, it could be 21st century life skills through the English language, how to develop them with the students. English as a tool, not as a purpose, because we need to use English. We just when we just learn English, that's okay, we know it. But if we can't use it effectively, so why? So we have to answer this question: how to use English as a tool, not as a purpose, and how to study that. And sure, it is related to global values. It is related to 21st century skills, to New Ukrainian School, and sure to important and pausing questions, which we discuss almost every day. And when you write your messages, I see that that is exact topic we should talk about. So just go on our Facebook page, and there you will find the whole information about contest, about webinars, and there you will also find a free copy of National Geographic Learning Ukraine periodical. Okay. The contest Teacher Talks still works for you till March, so you've got enough time. What you have to do, just to take a video, 10 to 13 minutes, not longer. 10 would be perfect. In English language. Choose your topic, choose your theme, and send us this video and your short abstract. It should be maybe 1 paragraph or something like this about your talk. This year, we're not going to publish any videos. We're just going to publish these short abstracts. maybe in April, right before the contest. And sure, winners will get really amazing gifts. That is more about education from Asvitoria, by the way. That is the first amazing news. Also from Camp Lead. So just download our periodical, you will learn everything about us. Okay, positive change, that's the other important thing from Linguist Company, also from National Geographic. Maybe I should tell you a secret, or shouldn't, but let's keep it secret altogether with all the participants. It will be our special event from @camp, and this year we were going to have our author from one of the best series ever. The series I use in my teaching practice. So he will deliver 2 sessions about methodology. So just join this conference, just apply. More news you can find about this event on Linguist Facebook page and National Geographic Facebook page. Also, you may go to official site of Linguist, and there you will find all the information. Our friends in Publications Cambridge University Press will also deliver gig presentations, interesting methodology, and can't wait to join this event. So really hope to see you there. Just apply, call, and we'll be glad. Still, that is for free, so no worries. We're waiting for you. We're always open for you, and would like to give you more information, more interesting inspiration for free. So let us know and join this event. I promise you will enjoy it. Say, think before you speak, read before you sing. That was the quotation from the abstract of the webinar. And the main question, how to make students love reading. Here we can talk not just about English language, but about native language also. What our students usually read, they use Facebook, so they read some posts, maybe they read some articles, something from students' books, something for literature, but do they enjoy reading? How to make them curious? And to my mind, that is really important question, because when they are curious, we can give them texts, we can proceed English, and sure, here we can use texts as a tool to give students English language, to give students understanding of the world, to give students knowledge, and to give students interest to do something more in their life. So I just decided to put some kind of things which I face with in my practice. They are adults, some groups of adults, also some teenagers. What I usually hear from them, so why students don't like reading. I don't know all the words from the texts. And when we teach our native students, Ukrainians, usually adults or teenagers, when they got doubts, when they are not that confident with their English, they tell that, okay, how should I read if I don't know all the words from the texts? Sure, you may say that, what about your native language? Because sometimes you face with words you don't really know, but you try to understand them from the context, or later you just skip them and, okay, I will just forget them. So from this point of view, we should make students be more confident. And later during the presentation, we will talk how to make students more confident. The second question, I don't like this text, it isn't interesting. There is more about their motivation, about more their interest, how to make the text from the student's book more interesting for students, how to engage them into reading, how to show that, okay, So you know this information, but maybe you would like to know a little bit more. To know a little bit more, you should read this text. So how to deal with how to play with these tricky moments. Okay, I have to discuss it after reading. Yeah, that is the question, because sometimes students tell that, great, I can read it, but I don't want to talk because I'm not sure that I can talk as a native speaker, or I'm not sure that I can use all the words from the text, and maybe it could be a problem, for example, with some collocations, with some grammar, or so that is a big problem sometimes. So you should also make students be a little bit confident about this. I can't read. That is more about lower levels, like elementary, could be beginners, also some young learners when they can't read. So or sometimes they just see the first word and they think, okay, I don't know this word, so I can read, and I'm not going to read. Okay, it's too big. That is more about text, when we've got, okay, we don't ask students to read the whole book, but they see one page text and they tell like, oh my God, so I should read everything, and I don't really think that I can do this. Okay, where I should find all answers, that is the second reason, because usually in the student book we've got text, and near the text, before reading, after reading, while reading, and they see these exercises and activities and they think, oh my God, so what to do, so many activities, so many tasks, so how to be with them. And that is why we have to give them understanding. So yeah, sure, you will answer these questions, but before you will understand it, and I bet that the text will be interesting for you. Okay, so let's go next. Why? The first question is why, and how to engage students. Sure, as a National Geographic, I'm going to talk a little bit about pictures. Because pictures, mainly pictures and visualization, gives a clue what this text could be about, what this and students, you may also elicit some previous knowledge from your students. You may also give them discussion, and before reading they will feel a little bit more confident, because okay, no new vocabulary, nothing special, I may use previous knowledge to talk about this. So that is the reason how to use picture. And from this point, I would like also to talk about texts and titles, which could be interesting for students. Why am I me? Are we born to explore? What makes us who we are? So texts should be interesting for students, not just for English language learning, but with the text, students should find some answers. And the first answer is why. Why should I read this? Okay, we're also trying to think, why me, who I am, where I'm from, what should I do in my life? Where to find these questions? Sure text, sure books. And from this point, we should give students text which could be interesting for them. So here you can see a picture. Unfortunately, we don't have chat room here on this platform, but I really think that you may see that there is different people, some hands, and maybe this text could be, for example, people. This text could be about gender equality, because we see some man's hands and we see women's hands. So it also could be about racism, like we're all equal from different parts of the world. So it could be about friendship, about almost about everything. And sure, you may elicit this from the students, but you may also see from the previous questions, like, why am I me? So why I've got this skin, why I've got these eyes, why I've got this hair, is it just only because my parents, or maybe something happens with me, and maybe I'm from the other planet, who knows? So many questions. And from this point, when you show students this, why am I me? You provoke this series of questions in their minds, in their heads. And okay, so maybe I need to find some information. Do you know all the answers for your questions? No. So where to find? Sure, you may give them text. So would you like to know what scientists think about this? And this text will be graded, sure. So from this point, we've got picture, and we discussed that picture can provoke discussion and can give students some clue what this text could be about. But also, I would like to show you a video. The video which can help students to be ready for reading. Sure, they should be close in one topic. They should be at the same grade. They should be on the same way, let's say. So text and video. So first we're going to watch video, and then we will take a look on the text which students should read after this.
What makes up an identity? When teenagers answer this question, they almost always include 4 things. The first is music. We all listen to music. It helps us identify our culture, our community, and our personality. Research has shown that listening to music can make us feel happier and can even make us smarter. Our clothing choices are also part of our identity. We express our personality through the clothes we wear. Creating a personal style helps you figure out both where you fit in and how you stand out. 1 in 4 teens is reportedly obsessed with wearing certain brand name clothing. Whether you wear the latest trends or aim to be different, your choices say something about your identity too, but not always what you think they do. So far, we've seen that music and clothing help us express our identity. What's the third thing? Food. One survey claims that as many as 96% of teenagers associate food with happy memories. The traditional dishes of your culture and the food you grew up eating from your kitchen are a part of your identity. Those foods probably remind you of your home and family. But maybe you're open-minded and like to try popular foods from other cultures and countries. It's okay to experiment sometimes too. What else helps form your identity? Think about it. You have music to listen to, maybe even a concert to go to. You're wearing your favorite clothes, and you just ate an excellent home-cooked meal. So what's missing? People. Our families and friends play an important part in forming our identity. Our parents help influence our beliefs about the world. When we're in our teens, our friends play an especially big role in what we like and the decisions we make. In fact, according to one poll, nearly half of teens would download a song they hadn't heard simply because a friend recommended it. What makes up your identity?
Okay, so Now we've got this kind of a video, and we're trying to understand why am I me, what makes us unique, and why we are so important, why we choose people we choose, and also that's really important, why I am unique. Am I unique? What's wrong with me? Why am me? I'm me. So many questions, and that is really so provoking. Don't you think so? So from this point, we've got a question. So what makes you unique, and how to answer it? Do we need more information? Music, yes, but seems like they just mentioned everything. So from this point, I'm sorry, there is a tiny, yeah. So from this point, we can see why am I me, and more interesting information. Have you ever wondered why you are the way you are? So why you're different? Because some kids got, or adults or teenagers, they got sisters, brothers, others the same. What about maybe some scientists? So from the text, they may find more interesting information, and they may complete the quest, they may answer the question. But first, sure, they have to read it, they have to find some answers, and mainly they have to answer their own question, and right after that they will answer the questions from the student's book. They will complete activities and tasks, and they will learn new vocabulary, but before they will answer their own question. So that is the first thing when we provoke students to think, when we provoke this need of reading. So that is how to make students to read more. Sure, right after the class, maybe you will do more than just English teacher. You will provoke some kind of curiosity in students. You will just burn this curiosity in your students, and they will read more in native English, in native language, or in English at home. But that is also first step to make them learn more, to sing them, to let them sing. And sure, when they sing, they can speak. But before they have to read, they have to watch and learn much more. Okay, so the other thing, when we try to create the need of the reading, when we try to create and provoke their interest, so let's talk about colors. I bet you know why do we call orange orange, yeah? And it is so close to, let's say, it is so close to such things like fruit. We'll get orange, and it is orange, so we know the name of this color. And from these short abstracts, you see, they are supported by good pictures, and we can identify the color. If we can see here blue, we see, okay, so it's blue, and I understand now the color. So why it is blue when we're starting to use it? When we see grapes, we see, okay, violet. So yeah, grapes are violet, and it could be also green. We see here yellow. From here, you may also elicit different interesting things from your students, like as more vocabulary, as more words, and as you wish. So it could be, what kind of yellow animals do you know? And think about this, because yellow animals, how many can you count? How many can you talk about? Okay, do you know anything red? So from this point, look please on your table, I don't know, whatever you are, look around and find please 3 red things. Just right now, just do this and now ask questions. Okay, find 3 things. Is it okay? Just high five and raise your hand. You've got this kind of icon on your laptop. Just let me know that you've got 3 red things. Okay, good. But sure, there is short abstracts we should read. Mainly here, let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 short paragraphs. And we can also put them onto one page, and we will see that, okay, that's not that tiny text. That's enough to read, and enough words to proceed, and new vocabulary, and maybe some grammar. But when we deal with pictures and short abstracts on the pictures, that is more easy for students to understand. And here we play with visualization. We play with text and we play with pictures. So from this point, visualization works in two ways. When students understand that, okay, I've got picture, I can understand maybe a part of information from the text. And the other thing, okay, picture will help me. So they feel more confident when they see such thing. So, okay, I even got some answers. Great, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue. The other text. Finally, we've got the text and we've got some reading task and activity. And from here, you may see the exact tasks and activities. Before you read, new words, while you read, or discussions, read again, discuss, talk, find the information. But also look at the pages. Look how the authors give the text on this picture. So maybe we know about orange. Yeah, orange because orange. What about purple? Yeah, because violet, purple. Maybe some people can understand the difference, the biggest difference ever between purple and violet. For me, it is almost the same, honestly. So from this point of view, why it should be interesting, and what facts could take attention of our students. Sure, it should be something interesting. Students always interested in some miracles, technologies. It depends on the age. They also interested in animals, and on this stage, they also thinking about who they would like to be in future. Maybe some history. Here you may see good facts which students can find information about. From the very beginning, so what was millions and millions years ago on our Earth? And we can find this information. We can also find some information about seashells. We can find some history here. We can also talk about clothes. And from here, we still will practice vocabulary, we still will learn new information and talk about colors, by the way. So we continue discuss colors. From this point of view, we can ask students, okay, can you please think about any other color and its history? So how it works. And also discussion. So here we created student interest. Here we apply for curiosity, because with the question, who am I? We apply more for their identity. We apply for their need to know and understand their self. Here we apply for curiosity. There is not that big difference, but still it exists. Okay, so let's continue. For adults, from the pictures, what makes us who we are? And if previous video was for teens, this text and this picture is from a series for adults. What makes us who we are? So here we've got kind of a discussion, and we also got this good moment, good, let's say, good point and good anchor for students. We got some kind of sentences or explanations on the pictures. So it could be quotation, it could be something about author, it could be something about place. So that is the scene where students can understand, okay, so a Paris painter next to his self-portrait. If we will hide, for example, the title of the text, okay, painter, so we're going to talk about, for example, painting. if we will give students some clue, like next to his self-portrait, so maybe he tries to take a look to himself from the back side, from the other side, and then we apply what makes us who we are. So we're trying to provoke this interest with the picture, and students will understand, okay, so painter, then I should know something about this painter. And still we apply for the need to understand who we are and to find namely our hidden, we should find answers to our hidden questions. So still it works for students. Okay, so that is more about motivation, that is more about curiosity. Okay, then we continue. The explorer gene. What about exploration? Here we see the a little bit bigger text. Are we born to explore? And still we've got question which applies for our curiosity, which applies for our need to know what's going on with us. And from this point, I would like first we to watch video because that is really easy for you to adopt this video to different things. For example, from this text, we can answer the question, are we born to explore? Why we want to explore, why we don't want to explore, how it works for us, when we're started to explore at least. And sure, answer the typical questions like before reading, while reading, and after reading. Okay, so I would like you to watch video and we will discuss how many different texts we can adopt to this video.
Why is it important to explore?
It's part of human nature to be curious and to want to learn more about the world.
It's where you find yourself, where you find new things, where you grow.
It keeps life exciting. I mean, that's what exploring is about.
That's what drives people to like the highest mountains and the deepest crevices. I don't think they'll ever stop.
We think we know this place, but we don't. We think we know ourselves, but we don't. We think we understand how things work, but we don't.
By knowing what's out there, we care about what's out there.
And if we have more to care about, then we engage more fully with our world and more fully with our human family, and we act, with love.
That's why exploration is so fundamentally important.
Humans have always explored. We want to understand this planet we live on. We use the high-tech tools of science to help us explore. There's still so much we want to know about the other creatures who share our planet. There's still so much we want to know about the people who came before us. There's still so much more to explore.
It's amazing. I mean, the first flight of a butterfly with a tag.
You can take these technologies, go to places that are totally inaccessible to us otherwise, and actually explore them as if with our own eyes.
That's it, baby. Ooh! We just discovered a new species of rock. This is fabulous. We're successful! Okay, release.
In 16 drops, we found 8 new species of fish.
Look. Wow!
It's really important right now to get involved and do science that helps conservation.
It's incredible. I love it.
I woke up, I could feel a polar bear pushing on a tent.
Nobody would need the coffee if you got woken up by a bear.
We have never seen anything like this.
There's a lot of questions that honestly I thought have already been answered that we're nowhere near understanding yet.
There's still the last frontier, and I think there is work for generations of explorers.
If it was easy, someone else would do it.
Okay, so done. So now we're talking about text. For example, with this video from National Geographic Explorers and from National Geographic, here you can see some pictures. You can also practice some listening for sure, and listening with visualization. And later we've got the answer why we wanted to explore, because explorers mentioned that, okay, we wanted to do this just because we want to know more about our planets, more about our life, more about animals, whatever. But what makes us to be an explorer? So here we can find an answer. The other question and the other text, when we can adopt the video, for example, from National Geographic, we can find some text about explorers, why they do what they do. We can also provide some kind of an information about polar bears, like from this video, their achievements and goals, why it is important, how many times they should try to be an explorer, what should you do to be an explorer. And almost everything you can find on the internet. From this point, right before we will start some other types of activities, and we will discuss the types of activities which you can provide for your students, something interesting, and I really hope something new. You may also find more information about on our Facebook page, because every, don't really remember, Wednesday or Tuesday, we have this post like a role model, and we provide their video or article about National Geographic explorers. And sure, we've got more activities, we've got special videos in our series, but you may also find this information on our Facebook page. And I really hope that these texts, these videos from National Geographic Explorers will work for you, will work for your students, and you will find more resources for reading and for exploration, let's say. Okay, so here's important things which I should just remind you, I think. Teach students how to use these tools for informational or expository reading. The main thing is important to understand the text, what it is about. Title always works. Also headings, because as we did before, when we had a text about colors, we've seen that, okay, the text about colors, but we had titles. Okay, this paragraph will be about blue, the next one will be about indigo, the other will be about yellow. So I've got a clue. As we're talking about titles, we also can see many years before, 150 years before. So here we can also be closer to information, and students will easily find this information for answers, for example, to give the right answer. Okay, captions, sidebars, maps, graphs, pictures always work. And we had almost all these things when we deal with the text about, for example, colors, when we deal with the text about purple, and also you will have this in this kind of things when you deal, for example, with the very new information, and with the headings. For example, when you're going to talk about trips or exact country, you will have these good abstracts, you will have these good headings and titles of the abstracts, like trips, then transport, then, for example, food. So students will understand where to find the exact information. And mainly this kind of a thing will also help them to understand how to read newspapers, magazines, and so on and so on. So that is why really important to push them to use these tools to explore the text. Okay, let's continue. Here we've got kind of a text. You may find this text in Life, 2nd edition, and the good thing how to make students to read, they just need to find 2 words which are not related to the text. You don't need to understand the whole information, just find 2 words. I'll give you, let's say 15 seconds. I think it will be okay. So try to find 2 words which are not related to the text. Okay, so let's continue. And here we've got, yeah, fontaine and banana. Good. Maybe fontaine, yeah. Okay, the easiest activity ever when you can just type, for example, let's say 1 abstract or from the text, or 2 sentences from the text, from the middle, or it could be beginning. Here we will talk about a bit later what else we can do with this text. Okay, keyword dictation also important, mainly to give students general idea. For example, we've got a text. We've got a text about Lenny and miserable and divorced. There is 2 different words. Sorry for the slip. So from here, students will understand the main idea. Lenny, miserable, divorced, lonely, unemployed, depressing, Moses decided change life, different, happiness, new life. So from this, we know that Lenny was upset, and then she became happy. Why students should read after that the text? What makes Lenny, or what made Lenny to make these changes? Why she is divorced? Who was her husband? What kind of new life? So from this point, students understand the main information, but still they have to find the answer. And sure, from this point of view, we can show students that, okay, you need to find something more, but you understand the general idea. So mainly, as a teacher, I can tell you that you almost read the whole text. So there is also a tricky moment when you can play with your students and with their, let's say, attitude to the text and with their mind, let's say, when you give them the whole information, and the only thing they should find, that is the answer to your main question, and that is why they will read the text and they will have a clue what this text about, so they will feel a little bit more confident. Okay, so compare. Really good thing to compare, and from this seeing how to make students love reading, not just love but also have easier attitude to the reading. First of all, you may just hide like ideas, for example, some words, and they have to compare and write these words. Mainly, you may hide more. It could be nouns, it could be, let's say, prepositions, whatever you want. And what they need to do, they have to scan the text and find these words and rewrite. So you will also practice spelling. Anyway, they will search and they will read these words. And you may also take from the pictures and retype this text. From the point of view, when we go back to the text, when we look for words fontaine and banana, you can ask your students, okay, find this paragraph in your student book and compare, try to find. So they will look the words, they will try to split them and compare. So it will also work for students, and they will compare. So that is the other thing, how they may deal with the text. Okay, let's continue. So what else we can do with the text, and how else we can play with students with their reading? How can we motivate them to read? For example, we can change some facts. Yeah, we may ask students, okay, so I'll go for you 2 or 3 facts, and one of them is wrong, or 2 of them are right and 3 of them are wrong. So just you decide, and it doesn't matter how you're going to talk to your students, but in this way you may show on the board, and could you please find these facts from the text, and you give them kind of a understanding that, okay, something is okay, so I see some facts, so I should find the same words maybe, or I should find the related information. Okay, spelling and grammar errors. From the text, you may find new words, or let's say old ones students already know. And put on the board words with the wrong spelling, or for example, make like we did with the first text with banana and fontaine. Okay, vocabulary, wrong collocations in. It also works, and so we have to make students to let them read, to make them read. And from this point of view, it could be facts, it could be pictures. So the different ways how students can do it easily, or mainly not really easily, but how to make students think that reading is easy for them. So that is the important point. When students feel confident, they feel motivated. Sure, they will do the same job as they usually do with the reading. They will answer questions, they will do different activities and plans. But when they understand the main idea, and when they feel that, okay, there is nothing wrong with this text, I will understand at least something, and sure, I will find this answer, they feel more confident, and that is why they try to read and to learn more. Okay, so from this point of view, read more on our Facebook page. Here we've got really good things for you, because let's say every Friday, or just explore our Facebook page, don't really remember when we put this information. So 1 day per week, we've got good pictures with short quotations, or with the kind of a description of the picture which you can use in your classroom. As I mentioned before, that it could be a good push for students. And you may also find more texts and videos about role models and National Geographic explorers. And you can also adopt and read this text with your students in the classroom. And we'll also publish some TED Talks with our explorers. We'll also publish some articles for teachers in methodology, so you may find more information there. And by the way, usually they've got some headings. Okay, you will receive your certificate, let's hope in 1 hour, because sometimes this new modern equipment doesn't work for me. But I really hope that you will receive your certificates in 1 hour. You will also receive it from my email. So if you've got any questions, or you would like to share with me anything to talk, or you would like to share your favorite books, so just do this. I'll be really happy about that. Okay, thank you for your attention. And one more thing. Please, please, please join our webinars, and we're always open for you to publish your materials, to publish your articles, your ideas. So if you want to, you may just send us your article, and we will publish it on our National Geographic Learning in Ukraine periodical. 2 more things I would like to mention. Linguist, that is our official distributor in Ukraine. If you want to get any books for review, we can send it for free for 2 weeks, let's say. Just call your manager or straight to this Linguist number. Or you may also text, write, or Viber. Just let us know that you would like to get anything for revision. Okay. Also, the main information, latest news on our official Facebook page. My contact details, you will also get my contact details with the letter, with the certificate. I really want to answer all your questions, but sometimes there is just a lack of time. So I'm really sorry if you sent me thank you for the webinar and I didn't reply, because sometimes there is just piles of work, but I really appreciate your attention and your participation here. On our Facebook page, everything, latest news, the most interesting information we never published on other pages. So there you will find different good resources, not just for yourself, but for professional development, but also something interesting for students, and pictures as a visualization with the good information. And one more fact, that is, we've got posts every week, weird but true. These facts sometimes work for young learners when you can learn something special, something unknown, and something weird about animals, nature, our lives, and about everything in the world. So just join our Facebook page, and there you will find everything. Okay, thank you for your attention, and hope to see you soon on our main events at Camp Linguist, and also on our conference in April. And you'll find more details a bit later, I think 2 weeks or 3 before the event. So just follow our news, and we're always happy to help you. See you, have a good weekend, and enjoy everything, and hope the weather will be warm and you will have a great time with the people you love, and also you will enjoy your weekend, your great holidays. Thank you so much. Goodbye.